Buenas and half a day. Welcome back to another episode of Fanatsu. This was supposed to be done in Pride Month, but every month is Pride Month. So today we are talking to a couple of Indigi-Queer artists today. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Brilyn. I am a photographer. Yeah.
And a poet. Brilyn writes awesome poetry. She just doesn't like to share it.
Buenas and half a day. My name is Isabella Olalia. You can call me Sabette. I'm a weaver and poet.
Awesome. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm your host today. I am Nichole Quintanilla. I am a weaver and a poet and sometimes a teacher, but not right now because it is summer break. All right. So today we are talking about art and yeah, fun art stuff. Yeah. Just being super gay art stuff. We love super gay art stuff. If you love super gay art stuff, or if you love Fanatsu or Guam or your parents, then please check out our Patreon. Also, our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on possibly Twitter. I'm not too sure. I don't know. But if we're there, find us. You can also watch episodes anywhere that you could catch podcasts. We're there. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it, guys.
Sounds good.
Cool. So Brilyn's gonna tell us a story of picking up the mail yesterday.
No, thank you. I'm all right. My mom just asked what my package was.
Was it containers?
A package.
It was a package.
Oh, a package. It was a personal
Do you know the
Oh, we have a rule. We have a look and no touch rule here. Sabat, look no touch. That is the rule for everybody at this couch right now. Apparently, we are all in the same.
I didn't know how to react.
Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, so we're all artists. We're all queer artists. We do fun art stuff. How'd you get into photography, dude?
Storytelling. Honestly, just like a passion for storytelling, and I don't know how to use my words properly as you guys can see. So, pictures tell. What is it? What's the saying?
A picture tells.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
There you go.
Like I don't have the right words, so I just show people pretty pictures.
Cool. Today's episode is brought to you by words.
And pretty pictures.
Pretty pictures.
Pictures and words.
Yeah, you can find Brilyn's art at the internet. Somewhere online.
Do you want to drop your handle?
Find her. You want to drop your handle?
Squahusi Pulan.
Yeah, Guahusi Pulin on everything. On Instagram.
That's it. That's all that's there.
You can find her words on Twitter.
No.
If you are slick enough to figure it out. Yeah. All right, cool. How'd you start weaving, Sabette?
So, at first, I joined in NAFA Malik, which is a youth program back in 2020. Yes. And then they had an in-person camp in 2021, and so I met Joe Babalta, Senor Dogu, amazing. Shout out to him, and he kind of just taught me, taught me and the rest of the group like little things to weave, and it kind of just opened my eyes to doing that and pursuing it, and so I went for it, and I just learned, and I tried to teach myself as best as I could.
How did that work with the pandemic?
Honestly, yeah, it was really hard because he was, he did teach us, but it was only for 1 month. So I really had to look online for my resources and everything like that. I would watch YouTube videos and just watch it and study it.
Online
learning. And it's not even in English, so I'm just
sorry.
I am really looking, just watching them and trying to copy it to the best of my ability.
That sounds very difficult.
Wow, what a strong, independent woman to be able to figure out how to weave by yourself.
I'm trying.
From the internet.
Yeah, so you've been weaving for about a year?
About a year now.
Cool, cool. I've seen some of Savette's weaving, and it's top notch stuff. Like it's really good. I've been weaving for like maybe 7 years, and I'm very impressed with Savette's weaving. My weaving is not as good as
Oh, don't
as Savette's.
even. Don't even.
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna teach these guys how to weave ukak one day minus today. Un día menos pago. Today's episode is brought to you by One Day Minus Today. Cool. So you weave and then
I do poetry.
you do poetry. I have read some of your poetry, and it is really good. Cool. So what got you into writing poetry?
Honestly, it just came from a love of reading, and that kind of, flourished everything. But then I started seeing slam poetry on YouTube, and my mom kind of introduced that to me. And then I was just like addicted to it. I would memorize poems, and then I wanted to do it myself.
Can you throw down one slam right now?
Right now?
Let's hear some poetry.
Oh, on the spot? Wait.
On the spot.
Can I like reference something real quick?
Yeah, pull your phone up, dude, for shizzle. This is a great opportunity to say, if you guys are not busy on August 6th, stop by the Guam Museum to catch the Netlotla concert, Songs of Freedom, Volume 6, with some awesome poetry and music and art, and it's going to be super great. I hope to see you guys there. Somebody will be performing. Oh, I will be performing, and it'll be super chill. So come on by.
Hard
Ooh,
lie.
I have one that's already published, not necessarily published, but it's like
Ooh,
on the
dang.
internet.
Oh, all of mine's on the internet.
And it's about love during the pandemic, because of course, right? So this is called Love Bucks During a Global Pandemic. It's nearly midnight, the crisp night air making these tears on my face into icicles. They pierce and probe at my emotions. You are asleep. A flat screen darkened and my heart becomes the Titanic. This is where I have tried to spend all of my love bucks. On you, miles away, inches from my screen. I do not dare the audacious journey to spend my love bucks on you so close. The stores are all closed. I feel we are closing, like the scarlet scrape of a wound. I don't think we are healing from this. At least not yet. I am desperate for your hugs. I would beg on every corner to gather enough love bucks to get your hugs, to feel that soul connection so deeply embedded into us. How are we meant to love through this screen? My phone is not nearly as warm as you are, nor is it as comforting. The way we say I love you before drifting off has become far too custom. When you tell me you love me, I want it to be the greatest melody I've ever heard. Though the words fall out of your mouth like autumnal leaves, I am needing more. We both are. I cannot touch you. I do not know when you can cup my face in your hands again, and I am emptied by these days where we say less and less. Our connection is my fuel, and my energy is running to an exhaust. This masquerade game has prolonged its stay. I plan to spend all my love bucks on you, so we both shall keep this mask on. Our love is not sick, though it feels that way right now. Our love is simply waving and blowing kisses at 6 feet apart.
Drop the mic. Girl, you got a lot of feelings.
That was dope.
Too close to home. Ouch.
Yeah, I was going through it.
Same.
Still going through it.
Can you shut up?
I'm in a better place now.
Love that for you, Biba.
Today's episode is brought to you by Only Sabette is in a better place. The rest of us are on the struggle bus.
Struggle bus, struggle boat.
Brilyn and I tried to have
Hot girl summer.
hot girl. Is that what we're calling it? We're gonna say it's a hot girl.
Yeah, we were having a hot girl summer.
We're having a hot girl summer and crashed and burned.
Icarus.
Plus crash.
Yeah, we flew too close to the sun.
The ancestors did not catch us in the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
Drown.
I'm a little bit sunburned.
are you guys okay?
I'm fine.
Oh, that.
You know that meme of the dog in the office and everything's on fire and he's just chilling there like it's fine. Yeah. That's my life. Today's episode is brought to you by the dog in the office on fire. Uh, cool. Thanks for sharing, Sabette. That was so dope.
Thank you.
That was really like that was too close to
Aw.
home. I'm sorry, like I don't know how to emote properly.
I just feel so much all the time.
I'm just a trash bag full of jokes and anxiety. So, sorry if I made faces at your poem. It was quite beautiful. I felt it in
What
my
do you
heart.
mean faces?
I don't know how to emote properly.
Oh, okay, no.
We don't touch.
I'm sorry.
I should have sat in between them, but I also don't want Sabette to touch me.
I'm a touchy person.
Sabette, we have.
Okay, do you know how much I struggled in the pandemic because of that?
Okay, I'm also a touchy person, but there's a rule. There's rules.
I'm sorry.
No, there are relationship rules in place right now. Looking, no touching.
Yeah, look, don't touch.
Let me just close my eyes too at this point.
Damn. Whoops, sorry.
Better safe than sorry. Today's episode is brought to you by Look, Don't Touch.
Look, don't.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
don't touch.
Please keep all of the today's episode is brought to you by.
Yes, please.
Just that's what the episode is called, and that's all the episode is. The whole episode is just different clips of.
This episode is brought to you by.
Too many feelings.
So, Bri, do you have any art you want to share with us today?
I don't know how to like show you my photography.
This is. Oh yeah, here. Just make it super hard for our super awesome editor to put things together. This is a picture of Brilyn's art. And for the people that are listening, let me describe it. It is butts and boobs.
No, it's not. It is not. No, it's not. It's pretty pictures.
It's
of
circular.
People. Hold on, one moment. Let me just.
Yeah, Brilyn's going to send these pictures to Annie, and Annie may or may not put it in or cut this whole part out if she doesn't want to.
I don't know how to like. I don't know. They're just like. Due to the pandemic, I have not shot a lot of people. Okay, that sounds weird. I have not photographed a lot of people. But they're there, and I'm trying to get back into it. It's pretty colors. I don't know if you can see. Have one of those weird screens. I like my privacy. But now that I have my device, I can share some of my poetry.
Oh yes,
She's gonna pull out some
please.
poetry. Brilyn is actually going to a photo shoot after our podcast today to take some pretty pictures of.
Breaking Wave Theater Company.
Wow.
We're not sponsored by them, but they paid me, so I feel like a big girl.
Today's episode is brought to you by Breaking Wave Theater.
Is it the Hollow Hollow one?
That may or may not.
Unfortunately, no. I know.
Which one is it?
It's the working title that I know of right now is Oral Storytelling Project.
Oh, the tomorrow one.
Oh,
Right?
I think it's Variety Marianas
Mm,
or
mm.
Variety Micronesia. I'm not too sure. Sorry, don't quote me on that. I just
Okay.
take the pretty pictures.
Nope. Quote her on that. She is the spokesperson for Breaking Wave Theater Company.
I'm actually a member.
You are?
Yeah.
Tell me
'Cause
about it.
I did Unspoken with them in my sophomore year
What's
of high
that?
school. It's a mental health anthology. Honestly,
Ooh.
amazing.
Did you?
Yeah, I was backstage
Oh, I went to
crew.
watch that. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Shit. Sorry.
But I am gonna submit my poem, the one that you helped me edit,
cool,
for their
cool. I like
next
that
one.
poem.
Yeah.
Do it. Dope. Maybe I'll submit something too.
Mental health is
know,
important.
I don't know which one to pick.
I won't be sharing any poetry today because my phone is recording. And I don't memorize anything. We're going to hear from Brilyn now.
Yes, this one's very gay. Tying knots in cherry stems, thinking about you. It's the little things that remind me of you, from the way fruits taste to the sound of the ocean crashing against the shore, and the way the lights reflect in the waters of the bay. The thought of you occupies my mind, like armed forces on foreign soil. You are dug deep into the caves of my brain, your face carved out into the cliffs behind my eyes. Your fingertips have scorched memories into my skin, making sure to never let me forget the night you were mine.
Wow.
Okay, we see you.
I'd snap, but I have no skills.
That's me snapping for myself, because
No, you
Ego.
didn't. That was amazing.
Much appreciated. That was beautiful. What imagery. Wow.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude,
You
that was
know,
dope imagery, dude.
I've really been working on it since my semester at Academy. I used to go to Academy. It's very gay there. Sorry, don't put that in the
That's
podcast.
facts.
Leave it in the
Leave that
podcast.
in.
Today's episode is brought to you by Academy.
Cougars.
It's very gay there.
It's very gay there.
That's their new slogan.
Yeah, I know.
It's not wrong though. But yeah, no. I once had a teacher who told me that I couldn't write well. So I think that's part of my
Really?
my inspiration truly is all just pettiness and spite. Yeah.
If it's fuel, it's fuel.
But I don't want to get burned.
Wow.
Wait, one more time?
I don't want to get burned. You said if it's fuel, but like if it's all on fire, I'm gonna get hurt.
Right. You know, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Say that to your
Flames
ankle.
also bring you water.
Brought to you by my broken foot.
How poetic of you to break it.
Sorry. This is all I know. I'm just a trash bag of jokes. I said jokes and anxiety. I'm sweating right now.
Me too.
I started this with my hair down.
Cool. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. And this break is brought to you by
Sweats and trash bags. Oh, jokes.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Cool, whatever gay companies out there. I don't know. Today's episode is brought to you by Anywhere. This is their Pride Month shirt from 2022. And I purchased it.
She supports local.
Yeah, support local. What are some local places that we really love to support?
Oh, mine as well. Sunscreen. Yeah.
Might as well sunscreen, yes. I used that at the beach on Sunday, and it was very gay.
I thought you were gonna go with that.
No, it was cool. Might as well sunscreen is made down in Talofofo. It's like this wax sunscreen with like all these great oils, and you just like put it on. Yeah, very essential oils, and it's super safe for the environment and the ocean and for our bodies. So you can get that at the Refillery in, is it called the Refillery?
I believe so.
At the Refillery in the Numatlu Refillery. Thank you very much. In Industrial Park, Carmen Industrial Park. Yeah, kind of hard to find, but once you find it, it is gold. And they also have like super cool like shampoos and conditioners and soaps and like detergent and like toothbrush. You know.
This episode is brought to you by Namatlo.
This is brought to you by Namatlo Refillery. Get your stuff refilled.
Sorry, that one really tickled my pickle.
Oh, this is gonna be a lot of cuts, dude. I'm sorry.
Half a day, everyone. Editor Annie here, and Nicole is right. I did have to cut a couple things from the podcast episode today, including the next couple minutes of this conversation. And the conversation is really good and really important. It just had a couple of personal, private details that isn't meant for the internet. But to give context to the next couple piece of the podcast, what we did talk about was mental health and some of the things we were going through. So what Nicole is about to ask is about how mental health plays into everyone's art. So, all right, enjoy the next part of this podcast.
So how does that play into your art?
Honestly, I have a lot of feelings, as you can tell from like it's just a lot of feelings. And I think also, like, to be in all seriousness, the culture is, I feel like, opening up more to like queer identity and our participation in community. Like, okay, we're gonna bring church into it real quick. I'm from Manguilao, and I feel like Manguilao Church has been one of the most accepting places for like queers in our culture. Because, you know, Chamorro culture, or just like Pacific Islander culture, where like religion plays a big part in our identity, and then religion and queerness don't mix. Shout out Kevin Delgado.
Mhm.
Remember that. That sounds really weird out of context, but okay, going back to it, how like how like our ex-archbishop was like, try to get everybody to sign that no gay petition or whatever that was like years ago. You remember? You're old enough?
I remember that petition, and I remember them passing that petition around in church, like in the middle of mass.
Right.
And I remember me and my classmates literally like ripped it up, like we did not sign it. We straight up ripped it up right there in the middle of CCD.
Bold. That's very bold of you. We do see in Mangala we're very like smile and wave boys. Yeah. So like our CCD director Kevin Delgado,
Mhm.
bless his heart. I mean, he's still alive, but like that's I'm just putting it out there.
Got you.
He just like he was very encouraging as to like the church being a safe space. So I think at least in my village, I don't know about like other villages. I kind of stay to my own. No, maybe that's not something to say as I'm in Zonya right now. But I don't know, just like being able to like be yourself in like a space that's usually hostile towards how you identify
Mhm.
has been like a really good thing for like at least my village's youth community. I don't know. I feel like Manila's a gay church. I'm gonna put that out there.
I'm from Manila.
But you say you don't go to church.
I know, but I'm just representing the gays of Manila.
Mangi Town, hey, Pika Fest. You're not wrong.
Catch the gays at the Pika Fest.
Because gays are Pika. Today's episode is brought to you by the Pika Fest, the gayest festival on island.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Just yeah. So I don't really. What was it? I kind of forgot the question. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Honestly, so did I.
But you know what? I really liked how you mentioned like queerness and the church and how it's not necessarily something that goes together.
Yeah.
And in a way, over the years, I felt like culture and queerness also hasn't always been something that's so together in the same space.
Do you want to get historic about it?
Huh?
Do you want to get historic about it?
If you want.
Oh, cause like like a lot of like what it is now is because of like westernization. Like in most indigenous cultures, there's no like she or he. It's just the person, and we identify as how we like are. Like there's community roles, and then just the person, So like, I feel like when the colonizers came, I'm gonna just throw that out there, independence or whatever. Oh, that's the wrong shirt. Sorry. I'm so used to seeing your independent Guahan. I'm so sorry.
I wear that a lot.
It's just like two-spirit. I know I don't know what our term for that is in Chamorro, but like even we had like that as an identity, but then when Western civilization came and they were like, no, men have to act like this, and so machismo culture came to be, and women had their place, and this is how you have to be, and so a lot of the roles got changed, and a lot of like how we identified and how we went about in our sphere, our world, our little part of paradise, like really changed. And so like
all of their like societal expectations and gender roles just pushed onto us.
Precisely. And so like I feel like that's more where like the disconnect comes. And now that I think that especially the youth are reconnecting with our roots and like looking even to like other indigenous peoples as like what's the word I'm looking for? Not like inspiration, but just like how we relate to each other can be very like similar. So like again, two-spirit kind of peoples, trans identity, just queerness in general, I feel is like becoming a little bit more accepted, especially with the scandals from the church. Can we put that on the podcast?
We can put whatever we want on this podcast.
I'm so scared. This is my face.
Today's episode is brought to you by the scandals of the church.
But what I wanted to bring up was kind of like, no, I'm sorry, I was just adjusting so that
I'm just joking. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's my bad. I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that. Go for it. I'm sorry.
So what I wanted to mention was Gumagela. I remember they had an exhibit while I was in Anaphamalic, and it's all in the same place, Hagen, Katura, and Chamorro. So I remember just going there because they had us like, oh, if you want, there's an exhibit. So we went, and I stayed there like for a while, just absorbing all of it, because for the first time it felt like my queer identity and my Chamorro identity was in one place, and it opened my eyes so much. Beautiful. I felt so seen and represented, and it's something that I wanted to do, and I didn't know like it could be there. And so it's like I'm seeing colors for the first time, as cliche as it sounds.
That's very gay.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the work that Gumagela is doing. They're really bringing, like you said, they're bringing the culture and the Chamorro culture and the queer culture together. I love the zine that they're putting out and just all of the artwork that they're producing. I think in June, like they even had like presentations in the States, in like the diaspora in the stateside. They were doing like Gumagela had presence out there as well. So I think that's super dope. It's so cool that they're expanding and normalizing, being queer and being Chamorro.
They've always coexisted.
Yeah, heck yeah. Exactly. Come on, look at us.
Here we are.
Well, are we actually doing a podcast right now? It's like, this is good material.
I have to admit though, like I'm not really familiar with Gumagela. Like before I left, I just recently came back. I don't know if you know. So like I was gone for like 7 years.
Oh wow.
Doing my jam in the States. Blech. Sorry. I love my island. I love my people. Yeah, so I wasn't very like familiar with like a lot of like queer culture before I left. And coming back, like seeing how like everything has like changed for the better, at least in my opinion.
I think so too.
Great, love it. We're all on the same page. Yeah, it's very, like you said, it's like kind of seeing color for the first time. And it's like, wow. People are just like really putting themselves out there, and just the boldness, like,
and the beauty.
Oh,
so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It's inspiring.
It's gay. Sorry.
So gay. Today's episode is brought to you by being gay. We all are.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Some of us a lot bit.
Did we both point to ourselves?
I think so.
Some people say I'm only half gay. That's not true.
Do you want to get into that?
No.
Because I think there is no, but to be honest, I think there is a lot of biphobia that happens on island.
There's a lot of biphobia on the island. It's like you have to pick and choose. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, you're bisexual. You're just confused. Like you just don't know what you want. Like, which is like, yeah, it's absolutely rude. You can't tell me who to love. What? Yeah.
Would you like agree that queerness is kind of like a spectrum too? Like it's I feel like sexuality is very fluid. Like
yeah,
even like people who identify as completely heterosexual, I be like, I just saw you ogling that person's booty cheeks. Like that's a little not heterosexual.
Queer and fruity?
Yeah, like don't be ashamed. I don't know, when I ask my dad to like check his nails, he always goes like this. With the head tilts and everything, and I'm just like, that's pretty feminine. Like most like feminine identifying people I check there just do. Bless you.
She burped. I also burped earlier, so
I've been holding that in all episode.
She couldn't hold it in anymore.
I don't know. That was a very just like that was a joke. That was a joke. But like no, I do believe that like sexuality is very fluid, and I think it's again just like that westernized mentality of like things have to be a certain way. Machismo culture, women's place in society, and like that, how it's like if you fall out of place, it's wrong or whatever, you know? And it's like very refreshing to like see people challenging societal and gender norms. I love it. I love it. Oh, you know what we didn't really discuss?
What?
How do we identify? Like, what are our pronouns and things like that? Oh my gosh, yeah. So
You want me to start?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking at
My
you.
pronouns? Yeah. So my pronouns are she, her. I
She,
identify
her.
as a cis woman. And I'm a lesbian. Which is interesting. You know, that word lesbian, it has always had like somewhat of a stigma when I was younger, so I usually prefer saying that I'm gay. But why is it that gay is more comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's for the men, and so when it comes to women, it's uncomfortable, or it's
Why?
only used for what? To be sexualized?
I don't know. Well,
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yes and no. But I just remember like hearing that the story of like the whole acronym of LGBTQA plus plus S2, or 2S. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the acronym is right now, so we're just gonna go with LGBTQ.
Plus.
Plus? Plus.
There's also
LGBT.
LGBTQIAP plus.
There's so many. I am so confused. Queerness spectrum, but it, like the whole thing about like how like lesbians were there for the gays during like the HIV thing. Sorry, the words are escaping my brain. Yeah, and so I feel like it's a strong word, all of it, like even gay, but like, you know, like gay used to, like, words are words, you know, like they change throughout history.
Oh, for
Gay
sure.
used to be like happy, you know, and it just became something else, and then it became another thing with connotations that were, well, I don't know.
Even like with queer, because I know queer used to be a slur, right?
I don't know. Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at me, uneducated.
So, and then like, you know, over time it's been reclaimed and
Yeah, reclamation. I love it. Biba.
Big Biba.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of I don't know, like I don't want to say political, but there's a lot that goes into these terms, right? These names, like lesbians can be gay and men can be gay, but like I've like been told like, oh, you're bisexual, you can't say that you're gay.
What?
Like bisexual people aren't gay. Yeah, because gay means something totally different apparently. You know, like I've been told by people that like, oh, you're bisexual, you're not gay. You know, and it's like, well, who are you to define the term for me?
Right?
Like if that's how I identify, you can't tell me how I identify. Like, yeah, you know.
I think, yeah, when it comes to identifying yourself, it really is your own, and you can kind of expand on that however you will.
Truly.
And just labels in general, I think, however you choose to identify, that's on you. It doesn't, it's, you know.
So I think like most of the time, I just like say I'm queer.
Yeah, I've heard that used as an umbrella term.
The umbrella, yeah, the ultimate, you know, because like for me, like for the longest time, gay was the umbrella, you know, and like I understand where people are coming from when they're like, no, gay is not an umbrella term. Gay is like specifically homosexual, and so I'm like, okay, I guess, sure, like if that's how you want to define it, okay, cool.
You won't find me at that table. Sorry. I don't know. My mom, like, something that's really sat with me for, like, most of my life, just in terminology period, labels period, she would always be like, labels are for cans of soup, not for people. So.
Labels are for food, not people.
Shout out, Mom.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bri's mom and cans of soup.
Thanks for not dying, Mama.
What? I'm so sorry.
What? It's okay. We make jokes about it. Because she's alive now. She didn't die.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to my mom. She fought the good fight, the hard fight, man.
She fought the good fight.
And she won.
And she won.
And she fucked cancer up.
Anyways, let's continue identification.
You know, I think like you said, like, you know, everything is fluid. You know, sexuality is so fluid. Like when I was a kid, like I have like a core memory of like my uncle like asking like, "Do you think Beyonce is like hot?" And I was like, "Ew, no, I'm not gay." Right? And like knowing in my head, like as I said it, I was like, "Damn, Beyonce's hot." Right? Like my little
Not the
queer ass, like,
internalized
she's
homophobia.
hot. Right? And then like I remember like coming out to my mom and just being like, "Yeah, I like guys and girls." And my mom was like, "Cool, get out of my room." It was kind of like she was just like, "All right, like what am I supposed to say? I'm also gay." Like I'm not going to tell you no. I'm not going to shame you for that.
But did having like gay parents help you, or was it like,
Honestly,
how was your experience with that?
here's the deal, right? For like the longest time, like either I blocked it out or I was oblivious and I just didn't know my mom was gay for like
Not the anti-behavior.
for like years, like probably not until I was like 9. That's when I was like 9, that's when my stepmom came into the picture, and then I was like, oh, she's gay.
You know how you're a Guam history teacher? You know how you're a Guam history teacher?
Yeah.
History will say that they were just besties and roommates.
Stop.
For the longest time, my cousins straight up thought my moms were roommates. The longest time. I kid you not. Like, I have a couple gay, like, my auntie's also gay, and, like, I feel like one of my cousins, until my auntie got married, was like, I thought they were roommates. I'm like, okay, cool. They've been roommates since 1996, but all right.
Sorry.
The rent deal is just so good.
Rent is just way too high.
I mean, you're not wrong though. That's kind of how like my last relationship went. So we're not gonna talk about that on the podcast. We're not talking about that on the podcast.
Open up. Let's see your emotions. Art? Oof, I'm feeling inspired.
Oh no, these aren't the no. These those you don't want those emotions. Aries moon.
Yeah, so,
How do you identify?
Oh, I
Oh, what are your pronouns? Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just giving that meme. You know the meme where they're on the bus and the guys just like like I just want to do that every time, but it's the opposite because it's like sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Today's episode is brought to you by Look Don't Touch.
Don't touch. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let me
It's
just-
only half your fault. I don't control your actions, but I can't be mad at you.
What's the other half? Whose fault is it? On the other half.
It's that, but then also just like your nature. You said you're a very touchy-feely person, so I can't blame you for how you are.
I feel like I have to constrict myself.
No. Like I said, it's just a joke.
Okay.
Anyways, coming back to it, so how do you
Please cut all of this out. Anytime that I accidentally touch her, please cut it out.
Every single time.
Please, Annie. Do you know the... Oh, okay, no. Topic we should get into. Oh, I'm sorry. Pronouns, sorry, don't mean to cut you off. No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Every time I touch Brie, just like...
It's Bri.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
You're
Bri?
touching me and you don't even know my name.
Bri.
I introduced myself at the beginning of this.
Bri.
Yes, it's Bri. Bri. Wait, I don't even know if I gave my real name or whatever.
I said my whole name.
Identify yourself right now.
Oh,
Okay,
there you go,
so
Biba.
going back to it, my birth name is Brilyn. I usually go by Bri. I identify as a she/they, human being first and foremost. I like the term queer. It's not that I have a problem with the word lesbian. It's just like such a long word. Lesbian. That's like 3 syllables. Queer. You know? Gay. It's, you know, it's like, so, I feel like it is a very long word, and I don't know, like I said, I'm not very good with my words. So, I don't know.
Your poem tells me otherwise.
I hate that, but I don't speak them out loud.
Honestly, same though. I tend to stumble over my words, but I'm great at writing it down.
Sometimes, like,
I am neither great at writing it or saying it.
my name's Jared, I'm
The most
19, and
seasoned
I
poet
never
here.
learned how to read. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Queerness, I guess, like, I've always been a little bit, like, known that I was not completely heterosexual.
Mhm.
Just having, like, mad fat crushes on, like, fictional people, like cartoon characters, you know, like that. I'm just
Completely
like,
understand.
why do I feel this way? It was a big question for
Mhm.
myself, I think. And then going into, like, especially like middle school, where it was kind of like, unfortunately, trendy to be like, you know, do you remember like how like your friends would like bite you or whatever? No, you're younger than us, so sorry. Okay, was that just my experience? Okay, great. Okay, cause then no, cause like I legit had like a teacher come up to me one time and be like, "Are you being like harassed?" And I was like, "No, we're just friends." She's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Am I?"
When were you in school?
Huh?
When were you in school?
What do you mean? Like what part of school?
in middle
Like middle school?
Yeah. Wait, what year was this when the biting thing was trendy?
Like 2006? The emo years.
Oh, I was like
Yeah, so
a wee child. I was like maybe 3 or 4.
Sabette is a whole 10 years younger than us.
Ew, come
I am.
I feel so old. It's okay.
I'm here representing the youth of the island.
Am I not youthful anymore?
No, dude, we're not. Every time I see something on the internet that's like, oh, this is like a youth writing workshop or youth writing contest, and I'm like, dope, I could win that. 24 or younger. Fuck. I'm old. I'm not considered a youth anymore.
All your
Yeah, you know,
opportunities
when you
to-
look into like this is like totally like off topic, but like I know like the demographics, like it's like 25 to like 30, 40 something, I think is like.
That is not youth.
Wait, ouch! I felt that like in my heart parts.
You said the 40. That's
Yeah, but she said 25 to 40.
Yeah, I did.
27 on this side of the couch.
I guess people
Oh.
millennials, yeah.
I didn't know, I'm
Millennials
sorry.
are in their 40s now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I thought
sucks.
millennials are like in their 30s now.
It goes up to 40s. Cause like
Oh.
I don't even whatever generational traumas shared across.
But you
the
know what? I
board.
think it's good for the podcast for us to have a range.
I don't know. I don't know. Most people mistaken me for the youngest child, and I am the oldest child of my Did I say that right? I'm the oldest of my siblings.
Mm.
But I don't know. People think that maybe it's my size. They think that I'm still a child. They always ask me, so when are you gonna graduate from college? And I was like, oh boy, that was like 5 years ago, my guy.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm the blackest of my siblings.
Bring it around. Bring it around.
Damn.
Bring it around.
So yeah, I don't know.
What were we talking about?
How we identify. I don't know. Like I don't know. I can't let go of my womanhood if I just feel like I work too hard for it. So she, they, queer,
Amazing.
lesbian, such a long word, unfortunately.
Could be shortened to Les.
But that's
So-
also a name, isn't it?
Les.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like Leslie? Les? Go by Les?
I think it just goes back to how words are so powerful and identity.
Full circle.
Yeah, Nicole, please share.
I identify as she, her, and I am a cis woman, and yeah, I identify as queer, I guess. Like bisexual is, I don't know, it used to fit. I feel like bisexual used to fit like high school, who I was in high school, and I feel like over the years it's kind of changed to like, I feel like queer is like the most comfortable for me at this point. Because I kind of don't like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know.
Lesbian's
Your
just a
words.
long word. I'm just joking.
Yeah, lesbian's a long word, but so is bisexual. So long. Yeah, but like I feel like the definition of like I feel like bisexual kind of is like such a tight box that I don't fit in anymore. Like I feel like not that I don't care, but that like physical stuff doesn't matter. That's not the first thing that matters to me, you know? So whatever spectrum that falls under, it's a spectrum, right? Queerness is a spectrum.
Labels are for cans.
Labels are for cans.
But if labels are also your thing, then that's cool too.
We respect people who like to label themselves as well.
Because I feel like you can find a lot of power through labels as well.
You're right there. Yeah, I agree with that.
This episode is brought to you by labels.
Whether you like them or not.
Whether you like them or not.
I don't know. Have you guys ever like thought about like in regards to like maybe I don't know if label's the right word. How like just like identifying like the don't touch me. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's a joke now. I'm not mad about anything.
It's a joke now. It's a joke now.
If anything, I moved closer.
Nichole, I want to go home.
I brought Sabette here, so she has no choice but to stay. I'm also taking her home.
The way that we both live in Manila.
True. I bet you're down the street from me, I bet. What part of Manila, actually?
Let's not give that away.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, maybe. I was hesitating. I'm like, right now? You'll find out on the car ride home.
Oh. Okay. I don't know how to, like, articulate this. Like, identity, yes, but, like, I guess, like, sexual identity, or, like, how you identify as a human, like, you know, cis, or, like, woman, or...
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm understanding what you're saying.
Non-binary, something like that. How do you identify on the binary?
Are you talking about in reference to gender?
Yeah, the gender binary. Like, have you ever struggled with that or anything like
Like
that?
how I feel
Personally,
mm.
about your own identity on the gender binary. Sorry, I'm not good at words.
No, I understand what you're trying to say though.
Sometimes I used to wish I was a guy because I hate periods and I don't want to have to worry about getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that really is a conflict with my gender identity. I just don't want to be inconvenienced.
Oh, that's a big word.
Yeah, inconvenienced by babies. I saw a tweet. I hope we keep this in. I saw a tweet the other day. Was it today, I think? I don't know. I saw a tweet. Did I send it to you? That said, stop letting men put strangers inside of you.
Oh, no.
With like 10 red flags.
And your body, your choice. If you want the babies, mad respect to you, but it's not me. It's not Nichole either.
Hey, don't put that out there.
You said it! You literally just said
I would also
it.
like to add that is also not for me.
I haven't said that to certain people yet.
Oh.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, it's okay.
Don't touch me.
I'm so sorry.
Just cut the entire bit out.
Just start over.
At this point in our lives, none of us here on this couch want to have babies. I think that's safe to say.
Sure.
At this exact moment.
At this point right now,
Yeah.
I haven't even started college yet.
Who
Yes.
knows?
But who knows?
Yeah.
I just like choice. My body, my choice.
Biba.
Yes.
This episode is brought to you by the word Biba.
Biba.
Oh.
Combination of bees and goat sounds.
Sounds what?
Right? But
How do you feel in your gender? Do you feel like comfortable identifying as how do you identify?
I worked very hard to be comfortable with my womanhood, you know, like, you know, you're talking about like periods and uteruses, the possibility of getting pregnant against one's will, things like marriage and rights. Yeah, like women fought a lot for our rights, and I don't want to let go of the power that I reclaimed for myself. You know, the future's Famalawan, and that's very important to me. I was raised by a lot of strong women, you know, I feel like I said
For
earlier,
sure,
I
yeah,
have like
yeah,
five
yeah.
moms, you know, and seeing the strength and the power of women was very inspirational to me. I love women. So,
Don't we all?
no, not everybody, I
Absolutely.
guess.
Oh.
Everybody on this couch. Everybody in this room.
Yeah, so I guess like gender fluidity speaks the most to me. Like, especially when I was living in Portland, a lot of like people would mistaken me for like a small Filipino boy. Unfortunately, yeah, I know. I had this one tita like try speaking to me in Tagalog. I don't, yeah. My dad's like half Ilocano, so maybe that's how it like translates in my face. But like,
I'm also half.
I'm
Does
not
it
half.
translate?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't like to assume.
I'm not Filipino at all. I'm black. And tomorrow.
I don't know. Like, it seems like it seems fun. I don't want to like be superficial about it, but it really does seem fun to be able to like play around with like gender and like honestly sometimes see what I can get away with. Like, unfortunately, there is a double standard, and I noticed that when people do think that I'm like not female, they treat me differently.
Would you say they treat you better?
Yes and no, honestly, because like sometimes I guess when it comes to like machismo culture, people want to fight, you know, and I don't want to fight dudes, to be honest.
Maybe don't fight anyone.
No, of course not. But like, I don't know. Like one time, I was walking down the street when I was living in Portland. My hair used to be a lot shorter than this. I wore beanies because it was cold, and I was wearing like a thick jacket, so the boobies weren't showing. And I don't know. I feel like I give her this crop top, dressed like very like gender neutral. And this guy, he was just on one. And he was like, "Hey man, you want to fight?" You know, he didn't have like that kind of accent. I'm sure he was white, but yeah, it was like kind of alarming to be like, oh wow, he's just trying to fight another guy, but like
Just to fight another guy?
just to fight another guy. Like I said, he was on one. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, not a guy. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, miss. And I was like, were you really just out here trying to fight another dude? And he was just like, yeah, it's been a rough day for me. And I was like, okay, I hope it gets better. But yeah, so I feel like, you know, there's like
He might want to adopt better coping skills.
probably, but that's not my problem. I have my own problems. Yeah, so just like it does seem fun to like explore the spectrum of gender, but I know that there's double standards both on the male and the female and even like the non-binary. There's just a lot to deal with, and like I said, I have my own problems, and that just seems like a problem that I don't want to have. Like it's just like an extra cherry on top. That's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. You know,
but going back to what you're saying about expression, I feel like in my womanhood, I've definitely had to navigate feeling feminine and feeling masculine. And I like to be like definitely more feminine, but I do like having like masculine presenting stuff. Like I love to wear blazers and like suit sort of vibes. But I still love wearing like my spondylus earrings and being super duras and just having both in a way. And it's like being strong doesn't necessarily have to be just a masculine thing. Being strong is definitely a feminine thing, especially being on Guam, you know.
True.
Matriarchal society. And, you know, of course, there's so many strong women in my family and around the island, and it's also inspiring. And of course, that's a way for me to feel inspired and be comfortable feeling strong and being feminine. And those two things not being conflicting, and it can be in one space.
Truly. Yeah, that's like yeah, I'm glad you like brought it up like that. I don't know. It's
And you know, gender and expressions,
Yeah.
definitely. Also fluid, as everything is.
everything.
This episode is brought to you by Fluidity.
Language, art, queerness.
You're not wrong. You know, it's I feel like it's very important to like feel comfortable exploring those facets of your life. You know, not everybody gets, I'm going to say, the luxury, the privilege to do
for
that,
sure.
you know.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be a luxury, it shouldn't be a privilege, but unfortunately with like how societal norms are, it be how it be.
And
you know?
I know it's like we're talking about this so openly right now, but even people here on island, they feel that sort of restraint, and they have to in order for their survival and comfortability and safety.
You're right, survival is an important word, because like it'd be tough out there for some people. Like I didn't always feel so blessed. Like I was honestly like scared at some point in my life, you know, to be like, oh man, if this is how I feel, if I express these feelings, how's that gonna affect like my quality of life?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Like even
Yeah.
my mom, when she found out I was gay, she was worried for me. Because, you know, not everyone is going to treat me so nicely and be open to me being queer.
True. You're right. I thought I was gonna get disowned. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you want to keep that in there.
Yeah,
I think it's raw, you know. It's the facets of being gay. I was also scared, but even my family is very accepting. But even then, it felt like, what if it's in their own family, it's different.
Yeah, no, honestly, truly, because like I don't know, even in Filipino culture, how like I think there's like a double standard. How like if it's your family, then it's fine, but if it's someone else on the street, like people get like very judgmental, you know.
Oh, so you think
And
it's kind of like an opposite?
huh?
Because you know how I described like, oh, it's okay for other people, but if it's within our own family, then.
I guess
So
yeah.
you feel it's an opposite?
Well, not necessarily. Like there's just like some things that I've experienced myself, or like at least heard other people's stories, where it's like if it's their person, their family member, it's okay. But then if it's someone else on the street, then it's not. But then like how you said, if it's like someone else, it's fine. But then if it's theirs, like, you know, there's that whole thing about you're disowned. You're not mine anymore. You're not my family anymore.
Depending on the family
Yeah,
values,
yeah, I
right?
think it really just depends on like the values, like you said.
What do you think, Nichole?
Yeah.
No, dude, I totally agree. I've just been nodding my head because I was like, yeah, 100%. Everything you say, yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know. I guess like having queer friends who like experience like both sides, like obviously not the same people, but just like, oh, my family doesn't accept me anymore, so I made my own family. Or at least like some people that I know who are like the family was like way more concerned about their mental health and their safety, and so they like turned like their family like kind of like changed their opinion on like queerness because they realized, oh hey, this is my family and it's okay. It doesn't like change who they are. It's just a different facet of their experience. Like for me personally, like unfortunately it wasn't always so accepted in my like immediate family, but then I don't know, like I didn't even really come out. Like one day I just started dating a girl and it was like, oh, cool beans. And then
Amazing.
yeah, and like I guess I never really came out because not that I was afraid, I didn't care. I didn't want to care. I just wanted to like freely express myself, and I would have dealt with the consequences later. And I don't know, just like the way that it unfolded, like I thought I would be disowned and then it happened, and then I don't know, like I have really bad mental health, so I feel like at least my parents were more concerned about like how I said like safety and like my health as opposed to like how I was or who I was dating or whatever the case, because I don't know. I know it's not always the reality, but like I always hope that when people bring other people into this world, they'll like give them the support that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, you know, it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always
Yeah.
going to be pretty. Not always sunshine and rainbows, but
Okay, you know what? I wanted to kind of circle back to what you said earlier. You were saying like queer people having like, you know, their friends as families and stuff like that. It's one of the things I love about being gay because, you know, for a lot of people, it can be really hard for them to feel like they're a part of their own like biological family. But then you go into these spaces where there's just queer people and you feel so accepted and invited, and it's amazing.
it is. But then I just to play devil's advocate, going back to it, like with what you said earlier, how like sometimes even in like the queer community, being bisexual is like not queer enough, you know? And so like, how do you feel about like that?
I definitely feel like found family is so important, you know. Like I've been blessed with, you know, a very accepting family where like, you know, kind of like a lot of us are gay, you know, a lot of us are queer, so it's like just yeah, you just gotta accept it, like you got no choice. But you know, like I feel like yeah, found family is so important because not everybody has, you know, or has been as lucky as I have been. Um, I feel like the gay community, maybe even on Island specifically, I don't know. No, because I've even seen it online. But like, yeah, you know, I feel like not every letter in the acronym is as accepting or is as accepted. Um, but I feel like there's still space for everybody. You know, like I feel like maybe some are not as accepting or some letters are like stay in your lane kind of.
Not Biba, boo.
You know, but for the most part, I feel like the found family in the LGBTQ plus community um, is as you know is accepting enough to like be considered found family.
And I do think that things are getting better. You know, like especially in like
Pardon me,
school
that was my
spaces.
turn.
You know, I just graduated from high school, so
Oof.
no, I'm just okay. I wanted to talk about how one of my friends, shout out to Emmy Bowett. She is
Shout out Emmy.
trans woman from JFK. She graduated this year too, and honestly, she made an LGBTQ plus club, and it's just really nice that she's able to do that and have that space in this. Like she had a really large trans flag just like hanging from the school's like second story, and it was just like amazing.
Hell
I
yeah.
love how things are progressing in this way, and we're able to do that in public places like that.
Yeah, definitely for sure. You know, like on the other end of where Sabette's at, as a teacher, as a high school teacher, you know, excuse me, sorry. Um, you know, it's great to see it. You know, like when we were in school, it's not that it was like not allowed, but like we didn't have a gay club. Like there was no like queer clubs for us when we were in school. It was kind of just like find your own way, figure it out, find your own tribe type of thing. So it's super cool. Like even at at the school that I teach at, they do have like a pride club and everything. And it's super cool, to see all the kids come together and really support one another, whether or not you are queer or you identify, as such. Like people come out and support the whole club, and it's cool. Like I'll get emails. Like just this past year, I got an email from one of the counselors that said, "Hey, you have this new student transferring in. They prefer to use they them pronouns, and this is their name on Power School, but they prefer to use this name." So I was like, "Dope, cool, love it." So the kid came to class and like that's just the name that that's the name that they had, and that's the name that everybody in the whole class used. And it was so natural, for everybody to just, and like as a teacher, like the kids really take a cue from you, so I didn't call them so and so that was on the roster. I just immediately started calling them what they preferred to be called, and so everybody kind of just followed suit, like, oh yeah, that's so and so, right? And like it's like, I'll pass by the restrooms because I hate using the student restrooms. They're so gross. Sorry, students are gross. Uh, this episode is brought to you by gross students. No, but like I'll pass by the restroom and I'll see, the students going in that, like like, oh, I know what it says on Power School. I know how and then I know how you identify in life, and it's like it's cool that everybody's just like chill about it, like the students are just the students are just like whatever.
We love a Gen Z.
Yeah. So sometimes Gen Z is woke,
Sometimes.
which is
Kids.
which is cool, but also kids.
Yeah.
I love my kids though. If any of my kids are watching,
Or
read a book.
listening.
Sorry.
Read a book.
Read a book. It's important. Education is important. Thank you for doing what you do for our future.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Should we do
Any
anything
final
about
thoughts?
like saying stuff about art?
Oh yeah, that's what.
Honestly, this episode was about being queer and being here.
This
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. Everybody's special guest, Annie Fay Camacho.
Viva, viva, viva.
Hi guys. If you guys heard a voice in the background, that's me. Forget to be quiet.
But we love it. It's fine.
Thank you. I was holding all my laughs as much as possible, but sometimes, you just gotta let it out or give some commentary. But now that we're wrapping up, I really wish I was in this episode. Anyway,
Let's just restart.
Oh my God, identity. Annie Fay Camacho. If you don't know me, my name is Annie Fay Camacho. No shit. Oh. Co-chair for Independent Guahan's Media and Solidarity Committee. She, her, queer. I wasn't in this because there's tons of art, but
She's lying.
People can say podcasting is an art.
I'm not one of those people. I don't identify as a
I just want you to also be
podcaster.
included.
She's finally hopping
Did you
on.
just assume my identity?
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I don't know. Since we're wrapping up, I was just thinking, the whole time you guys were, I was so scared for a second when I put my arm up. I was like, did I just touch her?
I'm sorry.
No, but anyway, I was just thinking about, I don't know, when you're talking about, school and just, growing up now and, how it's been different. I was thinking about this other podcast that I worked on, Memoir Specifica. You guys should check it out. It's great. But last year we did this Pride episode with the host for that specific episode was Vivian Damas. Damas?
Yeah.
Damas? I'm so sorry, Vivian. I love you. Vivian D. Love her. And it was just kind of Guam's LGBT history, and it's a really great episode. Honestly, when I was doing I was transcribing the interviews because I'm not always there for every interview being filmed, but I do get to listen to it, transcribe it, help out in all the ways for the podcast. There was I think I forgot whose I don't remember whose interview specifically. It might have been BJ Cruz or someone else's, but I remember one of it made me cry because it was one of the first times I've actually heard about the in-depth of queer history on Guam and just about how fighting for rights. We always just know BJ Cruz as he's gay and that's just a thing that happens, that exists, but I think for us it's just something we all know him as, right? The gay senator, the gay judge, and it's just not a big deal. But there was a time where it was a big deal for some people. The church was against him and all this stuff, and he was trying to write legislation at one point to help his friend when gay marriage wasn't a thing. He tried to make gay domestic partners so that they could have equal rights, but then it just didn't work out in the community, and there was just all this great queer history that like you forget because of how we grew up, how much more difficult it used to be. And that was just like gay marriage was only 2015, you know?
Wow.
Barely. And we're like living in a time where we're just like, oh, are we gonna, it was only 2015, but is it gonna be taken away again? You
You're
know?
not wrong.
They're talking about it in the Supreme Court about
Right.
reevaluating the case that gave gay marriage and gave just equal rights. And it's just so odd and strange. Like, I think it's so beautiful that we can sit here and it's like
Absolutely. I feel we're very fortunate to
right?
be able to do this so freely.
Yeah.
yeah, like we get to talk about it in such a joyous kind of way, but also like even the hard things. It's not like there's a lot of trauma with being queer, but like in this right now, it's like we can talk about it versus like maybe like 10 years ago, it was very hard to even bring up. You know, not just in like media space, but just talking about it in general because it was such, and it still is such a hard topic. But yeah, growth.
We love growth.
We love growth. We hope it doesn't stop. This episode is not sponsored by the Supreme Court.
Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that. Like, what a beautiful episode and what a beautiful space and what beautiful people.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Okay, anyway, here you go. I'm gonna get back to the my place in the back.
Whoa.
Ooh.
You're welcome here. Anytime, anytime.
Stop. I saw you.
Not the Rosa Parks coming back. This episode is still sponsored by Rosa Parks.
Fight for your rights, guys. Fight for your rights.
Here you go.
Thank you, Annie. That was such a great
Thanks,
little.
Annie. And thanks to everybody at home for tuning in for this episode of Fanatsu. We hope you had a great time. We all had a great time.
Yes, we did.
Brian, Sabette, and I, and Annie, of course. So please check out our Patreon. We have exclusive content if you become a Patreon subscriber. You don't want to miss out on that. You can catch our podcast pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. You can catch it there. You can watch us on Facebook, sometimes on Instagram. You can catch us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Huh? Oh, just kidding, not Twitter. The Independent Guahan posts whenever Fanachu posts on Twitter, if I remember to post it. So thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you at the next episode. Bye.
Thanks for giving the
Adios.
safe
Sayonara.
space.